not figured out already that a man can't be without a woman? They can't really survive without a woman.
We got to start asking a critical question. What type of men are you around? Describe. Let's talk about it.
You not figured out already that a man can't be without a woman? They can't really survive without a woman. They need our inputs, our opinions. They need our wombs to carry their kids, to continue their legacy. Do not ever make a man think that you are not worthy of having exactly what you want. If he won't do it, somebody else will. I need for y'all to get up out of these relationships that make you feel stuck, that make you feel like you're not the prize, that you're not worthy to be respected, to be loved right, because he makes you feel like you need him.
You should be respected and you should be loved. Absolutely. Right? You should do that. You should have that to the best of the capabilities of your partner that you decided to be with. Let's get that out the way. What we often see here though is that your eyes are bigger than your stomach, right? Your relational eyes are bigger than the capacity that you actually have for some of these relationships. You look at fantasy, right? You look at that, you say that's the type of thing that you want, but you're nothing like the fantasy characters. You look at other women and say that is the type of love I deserve. Do you? Right? It's an uncomfortable question. Do you? Do you deserve that type of life that you see, that you want, that you desire of? Your desires are here, but your capability and capacity is elsewhere, is less than. So when there is this discrepancy, you're questioning, well, what's the issue? We see it all the time. If you look at things just in terms of money, you look at income, you look at these millionaires and who they tend to get with, there's a quality difference. And I hate to say, we hate to look at it, we hate to judge it that way. We like to believe that everyone's created equal, everything should be the same, everything should be fair. But there's a quality difference. There's a quality difference in men, there's a quality difference in women. You should want the best, but you understand you're probably going to end up with what is a better reflection of you. And if you're not the best, how are you supposed to get it? Listen, before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss no uploads. We're on that quest to 5,000 subscribers. We're almost there. We can't get there without you. So if you get any type of value from the posts, the lives, the channel itself, subscribe to the channel. We have membership open on the channel where we're doing exclusive videos. An exclusive one is going to drop today. Besides that, like the video, share the video. We got some merch in the store. Now, the conversation here, this is one, and she's often saying very same things, just in different sort of flavors. Ben and Jerry's, but with the same sort of, brain freeze that happens afterwards. What you see here is a qualitative difference. When you deal with men, or the people you deal with are of a certain caliber, that is a reflection of men like that. Essentially, your algorithm is showing and giving you exactly what you deserve. It's saying, this is your level. This is where your level's set. Life is the greatest algorithm. It's going to tell you exactly where you are. If you want to be that guy in the high rise, but you don't have high rise penthouse dreams, how are you supposed to get there? Life doesn't just handle you. Life says, this is the best thing I can do. I can kind of show you where you are. I can hold up a mirror to you, or at least a reflective surface, and say, yeah, this is what your current effort is getting you. This is the trajectory you're going to be on. You want better, you need to look and do some things. You need to make some changes. When we look at men that do not live up to where they should be, we look at that and say, you see, it makes sense why you're right there. We get it. You're a bum. You don't deserve X, Y, and Z. We rarely say that to women. You don't deserve that sort of fantasy life that you were envisioning. If you did, you'd have it. And again, we're not saying that this is fair. Life isn't fair. The universe isn't fair. It just continues to expand. It continues to go on. You want that, but you don't do the work for that. You have these conversations as baby mamas with 2, 3, 4, 5 baby daddies telling about how you deserve X, Y, and Z. Kendra G's single show is a great example of that. You see men and women, mainly women, on there talking about their circumstances, looking however they do, demanding the top echelon of men. But do you get it? Do you actually get it? Now here's the rub. Here's where the things go off the rails. Do you actually get that life that you're conjuring up? Not really. We're here at this point where people are starting to retire. Some people are starting to retire from work. Some people are starting to retire from the game. We can see our generation before us, especially the older millennials, the ones that are reaching their 50s. They're looking, and you're still seeing people wondering and having the very same conversations. A lot of us do not realize that our jersey has been retired, not to the rafters, just thrown in the trash bin. It's over for us in terms of affecting the way the dating market actually works. Women for a generation or two have been shaming men into certain behaviors. That shame has stopped working. I don't know if a lot of them have woken up to it. You say something like this, that men can't live without women. Obviously they can. Yeah, obviously they can. You see successful men all the time, and we're talking about the successful ones that you want. Not married, not with a woman. A lot of them don't have kids simply because they've decided on their own. They know they can live without the woman. If you want to use this to convince men that this is where it should be, I don't think it's working. The men that matter, they understand that. This is not to say that there aren't some men that absolutely cannot live without you. They need your resources. They need your largesse. They need your kindness. They need your insecurity. They need to be on your couch or in your bed. They need to be driving you to work in the Ultima. There's plenty of men like that. But the minute you take that and say and think that is the majority, no. Your example that you use, that you hold up, it's the same thing when we get upset where other races do this with black people. You say, oh, they're all thugs. It's all you look at that and you say, yo, that's only a small percentage. That's not all of us. In fact, most of the people in your circle that you know are not like that. When women do this, it's just as infuriating. You think we're all controllable, or we all need you in order to survive. We need you to make decisions of life. Consider this. The men that she often frequently talks about, the man that has to be able to pay some of the bills in her own house. He has to be of a certain caliber. He has to be of a certain income. How did he get there? Right? How did he get there? You're saying that he got there on the back of a woman and then simply abandoned her when the time came to choose someone like you? No, he got there on his own. A lot of men understand, especially when you're in 20s, you're functionally useless to a woman that's looking to settle down, that looks for security, that looks for income. You don't have it. It's going to take you a decade plus to get there. For most men, not for those that strike it rich through entrepreneurial or street narcotics, whatever. Not that I came up with this great invention. Now I'm 23 years old and I'm set for life. Most men do not experience that. They've got to work. They've got to build. They've got to become captains or titans in their fields, or at least recognized in the companies that they work for, to get promotions, to get up to the spot where they can make enough to sustain themselves and potentially a family. A lot of that is done alone. A lot of that is done in silence. On the way, if you find someone with a like mind, then yeah, you have a great opportunity to build something together. But for most part, men understand it's a silent game. They've become who they are silently. And now to throw it in their face and say, well, they could never survive without you. The legacy thing, you mean keeping the human race going? We both understand we need that. we both understand we both need that to actually happen. That should be a non-starter. It's one of those arguments that reflects more on the user when they say it than anything else. What we're getting at is that we're getting to the point where you're simply pulling your strings. You're simply trying to make something make sense. And it doesn't. It doesn't. You just want to devalue men's positions so you can elevate them. If you think that women are the prize, because give me the reason. The way the dating market has been set up. Because we both understand, intrinsically, we're not talking about, when we're talking about that prize conversation, we're not talking about who's more worthy on the planet, men and women. We're talking about it's a dating conversation. It's saying that this one is scarce, or this one, if you would get it, your life would be more beneficial. You're just saying that, well, no, it's women. It's a lazy argument, right? The prize, obviously, I think we said it on the channel, the prize is whomever's in demand. Listen, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. If you see other videos on the screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those and those videos. And of course, if you listen to my voice now, you have not subscribed, I think you should. I'm Bill Sutton Dope. I'll see you in the next one.